Hello, everyone. Mike here with a new series called The Daily Discussion. These are going to be fairly short episodes of me just discussing a various video game topic. Hopefully, we'll do this. I'm hoping 5 days a week. We're going to start off with a trial run of just a few episodes this week to see how it goes. This week, I want to talk a little bit about advertising in games. Like actual commercials in games for products outside of the game. For example, there's commercials in Madden and stuff like that. We're going to be talking about that in just a second. But we're going to be talking about games where this advertising works and games where it doesn't work. And the games where it didn't work for me, I haven't really played a lot of games that have had weird ads. But I remember in Oddworld Munch's Odyssey on the original Xbox, were Sobe vending machines scattered throughout the game. And I remember when I played this on the original Xbox, it felt really weird. It felt really out of place that you would have these vending machines in the game where you would go to the vending machine and drink the Sobe energy drink or whatever drink it was, and you would get various benefits like speed boosts or health restoration and stuff like that. And it just felt really really weird. In games where I felt like the advertising actually didn't really add to the game, but it didn't take away from the game, were the example I have in my notes is Rainbow Six Vegas, both the games, because in the games you're stationed in Las Vegas and you're doing various missions in casinos and hotels, and there were like in-game advertisements for Axe products, various products, and they were featured on like billboards and then um, like the kiosk things you see at malls where it's three displays in like it's a triangle shape and there's like a poster on each side. They would have advertisements like that, and those actually felt like they kind of belonged in the game because if you go to a place that has those, you're going to see advertisements on them anyway. So it looked like something that you would actually see in real life, and it didn't really detract from the game. I really didn't pay attention to the ads, but it didn't take anything away from the game either. Into a specific example of why I wanted to make this video was I am renting currently Madden 2016 on the 360, and the Madden games do have a lot of commercials inside the games, but and they generally actually feel like something you would see if you were watching a football game on TV. So like when they do the defensive lineup, it'll have all the players lined up on the bottom, and in the bottom left corner, it'll have like a Snickers logo or a Papa John's logo. And I think those are the two advertisers I've seen mostly in game, Snickers and Papa John's. The only ad that feels weird and it feels really out of place to me is an ad during the loading screen, which I think is bad form just because it's kind of people are going to be looking at the screen, so you're going to get a lot of eyeballs on it. But it's a progressive ad that doesn't really feel like it fits the game. It doesn't work itself into the game like the Snickers or Papa John's do. It feels like really in your face and not subtle at all. It just feels weird to me. But that's just me. That's my experience with ads in games. Another one where it felt kind of organic was I believe it was either Burnout 3 or Burnout Revenge. Was it yeah, I think Revenge was the last one on the original Xbox, and then it was also on the 360. But it had some of the cars had branding on it, like they had a Madden car and stuff like, or a Madden van or something like that. That particular car felt kind of weird, but the other not vehicles, the other advertisements in the games were billboards for other EA titles, so that it didn't feel too out of place because you see billboards for stuff all the time, not necessarily video games, but it was advertisements for I believe like Tiger Woods and maybe it was Battlefield Battlefield 2 when they were doing it on I think it was um, PS2, Xbox, and then also on PS or 360 at the time, and then PS3 at some point as well. But those felt kind of like they kind of belonged in the games. The only ones I feel weird about are this progressive one, especially because it's like the loading screen is like that. And you have this big progressive thing that says something like save $500 on your insurance by switching to progressive, which, like I said, just feels out of place to me. But I want to know what your thoughts on in-game advertising are. Do you think if companies are taking money from these advertisers that maybe the game should cost the consumers a little bit less? maybe have it to where, and this is probably a bad idea, but have it to where you can buy a version of Madden that has commercials, or a version of Madden that has no commercials, and you pay less for the one that has commercials, like on iOS where you get a free app and for $1 or 99 cents or $1.99, you can pay to get those ads removed. Would that be a feature that people would want in games that don't want the advertising? So maybe instead of paying 60 for Madden, you pay 50 and get Madden. You pay 60 for Madden without ads and 50 for Madden with ads, or whatever other game it might be. But that's probably going to open up a whole can of worms that I don't think the industry is really going to want to do. But I just want to know what your thoughts on advertising in games are. Leave them in the comments below. And if you have any subject ideas for future episodes of the daily discussion, leave them in there as well. I'll read your responses to this particular question on a future episode, and then whatever topics you suggest, I'll use in a future episode as well. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Take care.